On behalf of the Norwegian National Human Rights Institution. The transition to renewable energy is a critical response to climate change, and the success of the transition deeply depends largely on the transformation of the energy sector from fossil fuels to renewable energy. However, in this transition, human rights, including indigenous peoples' rights, must be upheld and respected. In Norway, wind power has had a major expansion during the last 20 years, including in Sami areas, forcing many Sami communities to defend their rights through the legal system. One of these legal processes resulted in the Fosen judgment, where the Norwegian Supreme Court in Grand Chamber unanimously concluded that the wind power plants in the case violates the local reindeer herding Sami rights under our ICCPR on Article 27. Which in Norway is implemented with precedence over national law. The licenses and expropriation of land were deemed invalid, but the wind power plants were already operational at the time of the judgment in 2021. After that, the situation for the reindeer herders has not changed, and the state party has not provided an effective remedy or reparation of the damage. Mr. Chair, the Norwegian National Human Rights Institution is very concerned about the lack of follow-up of the Supreme Court judgment 1.5 years ago. The wind power plants on Fosen are still in operation, despite the fact that the Supreme Court has deemed the plants being in violation of ICCPR Article 27. This constitutes an ongoing human rights violation. In other cases, where the Human Rights Committee has established a violation of ICCPR Article 27. The committee has underlined the obligation pursuant to ICCPR Article 2.3a to provide for an effective remedy, including the obligation to make a full reparation to individuals and groups whose rights have been violated, and an obligation to take steps to prevent similar violations from occurring in the future. This has not been done in the Fosen case. We call on Norway to follow up their obligation to provide for an effective remedy. Lastly, Mr. Chair, in the aftermath of the Supreme Court decision, we have noticed an increased frequency and level of hate speech towards Sami people defending their rights. We call on the Forum to recommend the states to strengthen their efforts to combat hate speech against indigenous peoples. Thank you.